See, look. Oh. You're going to turn it on. See? Look. And now you're on. That's you on the screen. This is your all-night party. Because you don't want to sleep. So we'll just do a party. There's your bag. Christmas bag. Guess who won't sleep? So we're doing a party. I don't think I can watch any more Magnum today. Well, I can always watch more Magnum PI. But we tried to lay down in the bed. It was all quiet and dark. Somebody didn't want to go to sleep. So now we're just going to do this. Because last time we did one, I think you fell asleep. Hello, Gungan. Do you have any questions for Piper? This is Piper's up all night party. Because she doesn't like to go to sleep. Hello, Jonathan. Welcome to Piper's up all night party. This is Piper. You can ask her a question. You can ask Piper's dad a question. If Piper's dad's question is he tired? The answer is yes. Hi, David Conway. I'm up all night with Piper. This is a new show. How's that chord? How's it taste? Piper, what's your favorite EU story? We haven't read one yet, but when I do, Dad's going to start with the small books. Maybe an Ewok book. Maybe Fuzzy as an Ewok, so they can touch the fuzzy Ewok, or Shiny as a droid. Those would be fun. And then we're going to read little Ewok stories. Maybe some comic books, some picture books and stuff. Queen's Amulet. Ooh, that'd be a nice one to read. And then Dad's just going to build up from there. Maybe read Young Adult. I wouldn't do it in chronological order, I don't think. As they get older, read to them. Do you like porgs more than Ewoks? She loves Ewoks. She's Daddy's girl. So Ewoks is where it's at. We love the Ewoks. We love string bags too. In fact, for Christmas, we didn't play with our toys. We played with the wrapping paper and the cardboard box that the toy came in, but not the toy. That's why you don't get anyone toys until they're 3 years old. At least that's what Daddy says. Look, those people are talking to you. They don't care about Daddy, they care about you. You can ask me a question too. If your question is, Matt, are you tired? The answer is yes. But she was making faces at me in the middle of the night, I put her in a dark room, and she just kept going, like, I'm not going to sleep, old man. You can just keep going. That's what you said, didn't you? Let's see. Does Daddy know they announced a Transformers and Terminator crossover? That'll make Bruce very happy. Bruce was supposed to come over tonight. We were supposed to record Prince of the Universe, but I haven't seen him. We keep talking. He said tonight would be the night, but he never showed up. So don't know what happened with that. Hopefully this weekend we can do it, but I'm busy this weekend. Maybe Sunday. I'm busy Sunday too. I don't know. Maybe a lone podcast with me, even though I need him on there because he wanted to talk about Rise of Skywalker. Do you ever watch Ewok movies, TV movies? Yeah, I do. I love the TV movies. I think TV movies are great. Grew up watching them as a kid all the time. Have them on DVD. Actually, me and Bruce, no joke, the year they came out on DVD, I'm talking to these people. Dave's not crazy. The year they came out on DVD, Bruce and I bought a copy for ourselves and a copy for one another. No joke. And we gave each other the same present and we started laughing. I mean, you know, I would say great minds think alike, but come on, it's Bruce. Great mind. Oh, we lost 2 viewers. You're very boring. You need to speak up more. Anyway. Oh, hey. Oh, she wants to show comments. Banging on stuff here. Anyway, oh, hey, stop. Bruce is going a galaxy far away by hitting up too much spice and death sticks. Probably so. We're supposed to have a really fun conversation because I read the Bob Iger autobiography, which I wanted to talk about in detail. I made tons of notes. My notes are on the other side of this computer, but I made tons of notes. And we're going to discuss that and discuss Rise of Skywalker, because that's what he wants to discuss. My buddy Wes, who was on The Last Jedi on Trial podcast, if everyone remembers that, he hated Last Jedi. Bruce loved it, and so we had a little mock trial. I want to do that for Rise of Skywalker because I have someone who hates it and someone who loves it, and I want to have them both on there to give their opinions. But my buddy Wes, who hated Last Jedi, said he was done with Star Wars, loved Rise of Skywalker, and is back on the Star Wars train again. I'm like, wait a minute, you just did a 180. He went, I said, you said you were done with Star Wars. He went, let me see that last podcast. So I showed it to him. I sent him the link. I don't know if you watched it yet. Yeah, you see the mic? You can talk into it. They're listening to you. This is your podcast. So anyway, I hope everyone had a happy New Year. I know I did. Did a Q&A this morning, which was a lot of fun. Almost the highlight of the day. I got to walk with them because it wasn't too cold outside today. It was a little cold, a little chilly. With the wind, it was very cold. But without wind, it was actually just right for winter. And I took them out for a little walk. They love it. She fell asleep. During it. So it's kind of wild. Let's see. But they love their walks. Anyway, Jonathan, I believe opinions change every time I do. Oh yeah, true. They do. I remember in that podcast saying though, now are you just saying that because if you say that and you go see Rise of Skywalker, I said you're going to go see Rise of Skywalker. But are you serious? You're not even interested. Said, no, I'm not even going to go see it. He did anyway. I mean, it's fine. I'm fine that he did it, but people say that they kind of go over, they overdo it a little bit. Yes, I'm getting to that point. And they say things they don't mean because they're caught up in the moment. He just hated Last Jedi. He was just caught up in the moment. So he didn't mean what he said. And that was my question to him. And I guess he just didn't understand it. Piper's Dad, do you feel more negative receptions for fans of The Last Jedi, Solo, Rise of hurt Star Wars as a whole? People can like and dislike what they like. Remember, Bob Iger actually said he respects the opinions of those fans who are critical. He doesn't agree with them, but they're welcome to have their own opinion. I'm the same way. You don't have to like every little thing Star Wars. You don't. I know that's the truth. I love the expanded universe. Do I love every book and tale in the expanded universe? Heck no. Well, Matt, you know what? I think that just discredits you as an EU fan. Well, that's how you feel. I love the expanded universe, but I'm not going to sing its praises on stories I don't like, and I don't think someone should either. No one should just praise its Star Wars just because it's Star Wars. You have your right to dislike it. You need to be respectful, though, but, for others who do like it, but, All right, hold on. Oh, look, we got some comments now, Piper. You're getting popular now. How's that chord? Being 46, I grew up with the original trilogy. Appreciate the prequels. I don't need these headsets. I don't need this headset. I just realized that. Here, you can have it. You have the whole thing. My universe ended when the Emperor went down the shaft. EU people keep Star Wars alive. Yeah, and the EU feels more like a good sequel. That's just me, again. So I don't need anything else. Did you ever read Bob Iger's book? Yes, I did. And that's what the podcast is going to be about, Prince of the Universe, about Bob Iger's autobiography. Hello, CJH. How's your New Year's been? Hey, The Last Jedi, and I've never even watched it. Well, I mean, you should watch it to decide. But if like me, I know I'm not going to like the sequels. So I say, well, Matt, I know you won't like the sequels, but we want you to watch it, and we want you to just trash it. Why? Could I trash it? Yeah, but then that would spoil the fun for other people who enjoy it. And if you watch it with an open mind, you hated it, it is your opinion. Go ahead. It's your right. But if you go in there saying, I hate this movie, you already went in saying, I've hated the other movie, so I'm going to automatically hate this one. You have some preconception that you're going to hate it. What's the point? If you knew you're going to hate Rise of Skywalker, why waste your time? My time is very important. I don't want to waste my time on things I wouldn't like. It's like the same thing. Matt, watch the World Cup. You'll love soccer if you watch the World Cup. Brother, I'm not interested in soccer, so it doesn't matter if the World Cup or, the Queen of England herself is kicking the ball off. I don't care about that. Anyway, what type of franchise crossover would you like to see in the comic series? Personally, I'd see BSG crossover. What do you mean for Star Wars? Oh. You say just in general. I don't know. I'm not much for crossovers. Bruce was all about the X-Men Star Trek crossover and anything that mixes two things. I'm not much for that. I find it kind of hokey at times. Matt, were you a fan of Crucible? You think it was a good send-up for the main heroes in the original trilogy? Hey, Gungan, I actually wrote a book. I actually contributed about writing that for, where is it? Oh gosh, it's probably on the other bookshelf in the other room. But it's called A More Civilized Age. Came out by Sequart. Timothy Zahn wrote the forward to it, and I contributed, as did a bunch of other authors, which was really fun. And my topic was Crucible, and I point out how it's not a good ending. I mean, it wasn't meant to be an ending to the series, but because of the buyout, it ended up being an ending. It wasn't a fitting ending for the expanded universe and how they should continue it. So yeah, check it out. I don't get royalties on it either. I mean, contractually, I'm supposed to, but either that or it's not selling. Surely they owe me like at least $2.22 by now, but I don't know. But yeah, it's all right. Sequart had a trilogy of novels. What's it called? A Long Time Ago, and then Galaxy Far, Far Away, which, to be honest, is the best one. It's about the comic books. A Long Time Ago focuses on the movies and TV. Galaxy Far, Far Away focuses on the comic books, which is great. And the third book was supposed to focus on the books, the expanded universe, the old canon. And they had so many rewrites of that it was kind of a mesh. There was TV crossovers or TV, what's it called? Not bloopers, but when they make fun of something, it's it's late. I don't know the name of it. A farce or something. They did that, like The Simpsons and Star Wars. I was like, what? Why are we doing this? And then they had new canon in there too. I'm like, wait, what? I thought this. So the idea for that third book kind of changed. It didn't mesh well. I'm still glad I got the opportunity. Don't get me wrong. I love that. I'm still friends with those editors. I'm still friends with those people. I'm still friends with some of those authors too. Anyway, that was the most disappointing for me because it didn't, from what I was told what it was going to be and what it ended up being was vastly different. Now, true, some people did drop out. Some people changed their subjects, which is fine too. Sue Stoney was entertaining the idea of writing the story about how the death of Chewbacca came about in the writer's room. I said she should title it. I talked to her. I said, you should title it Killing Chewbacca and then : No Regrets. Because so many fans hated how dark the series was, or a lot of them did. David, I'm so glad about people now liking my comment on this channel and here chat. Yay. I fall into the camp of me wanting to see you watch the sequels, not to hate them, but see what you overall think of them. I understand that too, Jonathan, but to be honest, I just don't want to take the time. I don't want to take the time. I've got these, priority here. And then I got board games, which I love doing. I got other books I want to read. I got other stuff I'd rather be doing. So that's the thing. And I not knocking it for anyone who loves it, like Bruce. Duh. Even my best friend loves it. I have nothing against Bruce watching it, at all. I mean, I pick fun at him, but we're still best friends. Thoughts on Baby Yoda memes? I don't really know, because I don't watch Mandalorian. I don't keep up with Baby Yoda. What do you think about Baby Yoda, Piper? Paint her green. Maybe take her as Baby Yoda somewhere. Have you ever seen any Star Wars fan films? Like one or two. Not that many. Troops a long time ago. On the spoof on cops. Spoofs. That's what the word was. TV spoofs on Star Wars was in that novel, that book that I helped out with, which is kind of weird because that should have been the first book. But not many. I got to see another one. I can't remember. A buddy of mine showed it to me. I thought it was really good, but I don't really watch many fan films. Hey Matt, what's your opinion on Jacob? Hello Jacob. Hey Matt, you're not getting any questions now. Sorry, Daddy's just hijacked your live stream, baby. Hey Matt, what's your opinion on LucasArts? I know you're not much of a gamer, but for me they were important in bringing new EE fans. No, they were. In fact, I was really shocked that they closed LucasArts because for Disney to have their own in-house gaming studio, game designers, I thought that'd be great. I thought wouldn't that be what they want? Have everything in-house. That shuttering LucasArts did not make any sense to me. I did not make. Can you imagine LucasArts with the rights to Disney and Marvel? And I think they would have been great. But they weren't. What's up? What's up? What you want? You want these? Hold on. Top priority here. Where's your bag? Whoa. Where's your bag? Here's your bag. Look, here's a bag. You want a bag? Bags are nice. What ship in Star Wars would you want to pilot the most? Well, besides the Falcon, maybe an X-Wing. X-Wing would be nice. But I think everyone would want to do the Falcon, right? Maybe I could be wrong on that. Oh, Ewok Camp holding a tambourine? Yeah, this is a set here. Oops, sorry. Here. That's Kanisha, and that's Wicked from the Ewoks cartoon. In fact, I never even knew that the Kanisha existed because I got this one. I found this one at a flea market. Then I found the other one at a flea market. I was like, wait, there's a more? And then I went online to make sure there weren't any more after that. Bag saves the day. That's right. That's right. We like the bags, don't we, Dale? It's the little things that we appreciate here, let me tell you. I was talking to Callum Jones about LucasArts closing down a little while ago. How very odd to see they closed down the whole thing. Yeah. Man, you know what, Callum, I'm disappointed. You know, he didn't make, he had till yesterday to submit a calendar. That was his promise, broken promise from the billboard. Callum, can't respect a man who breaks his promise. Okay, Matt would pilot the Sun Crusher. Oh, the Sun Crusher would be nice. But to be honest, I wouldn't even want to pilot the Slave One, to be honest. The Millennium Falcon first and foremost. And then the next one, maybe. If I have to pick an EU vehicle, I'm thinking. I don't know. This could change because I have to develop an idea for it. But maybe an E-Wing or a V-Wing. I always thought those were cool. You know, V-Wings were what you fought in X-Wing Rogue Squadron, the video game, right? So maybe a V-Wing. Hey, take on a world devastator, right? I wasn't happy when they shut down LucasArts. I agree with you completely on that. I hear that. It made no sense to prove that they were liars. So many good games were canned. Yeah, Star Wars 1313. I wouldn't have played it, but I was interested because they were going to do like a comic series and a novel, supposedly. You know, they were going to do a big crossover event. And I was like, whoa. Here's the back. Great answer, Paladin Falcon. So glad people are now acting like, oh my God. Piper's so cute. Thank you. I think Piper's cute, but I'm her daddy. I'm biased. Getting them shut down and the EU being retconned is the worst thing that Disney purchased. Yeah, I mean, I knew it was going to happen. Someone made a joke earlier in my Q&A this morning that I predict the future. I don't. I just can see where the writing's on the wall. Like when didn't predict. It was kind of obvious they were going to get rid of the EU when Disney bought Star Wars. So, Matt predicted it. Well, yeah, but it was kind of obvious because you knew they weren't going to adhere to it. George Lucas was the only thing keeping the EU together, and not many people understood that. George Lucas allowed it to happen. He allowed there to be a sea cannon, and now he wasn't in control anymore. And I always wondered what would happen when George died and his kids took over, what they would do, because I always thought it'd be his kids taking over. I didn't think he'd sell it. No one thought he'd sell it, right? I thought, you just pass it on to your kids. But, I always wonder what would happen there if they reboot and everything and sell the rights for more movies or something. And so maybe I won't be around, or I'll be too old to care by then. So, because it was George was the only reason the sea cannon existed. I'm thankful for it. Even though I didn't like how George directed the prequels. I had my problems with George Lucas too. I won't lie. If they had to recognize the fucking shut down the entire studio. Yeah, shut down the entire studio makes no sense. Yeah, you agree. Daniel agrees on Lucasfilm's comments too. Hey, if I got you a bottle, would you calm down? Look, you got 13 people watching you now. You got a record there, baby. You like the little doggies on there? She likes doggies. She likes puppies. When she sees one, she goes. That's when she gets so excited. We breathe really heavy, don't we? See, this is what people who don't have kids, this is what you got to look forward to. They just give a bag, give them paper. They love paper too. If I had some spare paper around here, I have some instructions I may give her. Yeah, Star Wars 1313 was a huge loss, and Lucas had a live-action Star Wars show also developed called Underworld. I remember that. So it's like Starkiller and Force Unleashed. Yeah, then we'll never know now because they can that too. LucasArts also gave us Kyle Katarn, which is a great character. And to be honest, he was a big... you think about it, LucasArts, the stuff they gave us did lead a lot of people into the expanded universe. Kyle Katarn was the first herald of video games that herald people into the EU. They don't have to ask questions. I'm fine just sitting here because we had nothing to do. Like I said, she was making that face in the bed, so I knew she wasn't going to go to bed. Usually we sit in a room and I have the lights on, then I leave the Christmas tree on. Every half hour I take away her toys. Then about 2 a.m, she's just sitting by herself playing with her little slippers or socks and looking at me smiling because she won't go to bed. Then she tips over, falls on the carpet, cries, and then falls right asleep, and I take her to her crib. It doesn't happen all that much, but happens every once in a while. Happy New Year, Mr. Spacely. I wonder what George Lucas thinks of the last 3 movies completely. Yeah, he's disappointed. He's disappointed because they weren't his stories or bullet points, because they weren't listening to him. But he's got to understand he sold the business. What do you expect, right? Is there a certain board game you're looking forward to get into in the near future, something you really had your eye on for a while? Ooh, Tyler, that's a great question. Right now, what am I looking forward to? That's a great question. There's a few things I kind of want when it comes out. I don't think it's for pre-order yet, but the Fresco expansion. Of course, I'm a big Fresco fan. Really want that. Ow, right in the teeth. I don't know. I'm going to BGG SpringCon, so I'm going to play a few of these games or look into them. Gosh, I'm trying to think. I saw a bunch of people were talking about their picks for next year's thing. I want to see these games. I want to play these games. I really don't know much about them. I can't just go off site alone. So maybe that one that I know is coming out. I know it's kind of cheap to say a sequel to a game I already have, but that's what I know. I got a lot of stuff pre-ordered. I did stop getting games because right now they're going into a daycare, and it's not my daycare at work, which is cheap, which is temporary. I could keep them there for a few months when they were born, but now they got to go to a real daycare. It's going to cost me a lot of money, so we're going to cut out a lot of board game purchases. In fact, the only time I'm going to make a board game if I make money on the side with if anyone knows, I do commercials, local or regional, and I make side money off that. Or I write plays for dinner theater. That's how I purchase. Actually, that's how I purchased all my West End game stuff. I made tons of money on my plays and spent it all on West End game stuff. That's just extra money. So any commercial money I get will be spent for board games. I don't know. What board games are you looking forward to? I don't know. That's a great question. I wish I had an answer for it, and I've been neglecting it. I just need to look and see what else is coming out. I just want to play games. I didn't get to play a single game so far this week. Kind of bummed about that because I have some games I need to. Where are they? Oh, they're in my car. I have some games I need to get played so I can do a review on them. It's not going to be bad, but I do want to play them. I am having a board game night though soon because I'm going to look out. She keeps hitting me with this. In a minute, we're going to take a time out and get her a bottle. It's going to be very boring because you're going to see the back of my shelf and nothing else. But what was I saying? Oh, I'm going to have a board game night this weekend because I'm about to join a show. About to be on stage, folks. I'll probably get some video when it pops up of me on stage. Very, very rarely do I get on stage. I usually handle directing or helping out backstage, or I'm on the board and I help out that way, but mainly directing now. But every blue moon, I'll get on stage. Seems like once a year now. This time, it's one of my favorite shows, How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. I love that show. I pushed for it last year, and I said that I would audition. I'm auditioning for the lead, even though I'm way too old to be the lead. But I did promise I would audition for the lead. I don't care if I get it or not. I will get ensemble. That's why I wouldn't say won't. It'd be great to be the lead. I'd be afraid to be the lead because that's so many lines and a lot of singing. But at the same time, if I don't get it, I'm on ensemble, which means just a background character, I'd still be happy. It's going to be a fun show. I can't wait. Okay. Oh my goodness. You're getting crazy. All right. So Tyler, let me know about a board game you're interested in. Let me know board games because I need to know. All right. What arc in the EU would you want to see continue the most? Well, obviously after goodness gracious, we just talked about it. This is what happens when my brain stays up to Crucible. I had to look on my shelf. We just talked about the book. Crucible. I'd like to see what happens between that and kind of bridge the gap. between that and Legacy, the comic books. I didn't see The Rise of Skywalker. George gets his update. I think George does regret selling Lucasfilm. I truly believe that. I think he regrets it because he wants to be in the spotlight again. As much as he says he hated it, hated all the fans hating on him and stuff, he misses. If he had to do it all over again, he would not have signed it over. But he would not have made movies. Movies would not have been made. Don't believe him when he said, "Oh, I was going to do an 7, 8, 9." He wasn't. He wasn't. Only till after he sold them. If you read that Bloomberg article that came out like a few months, like February or March after the sale, the only reason he started writing scripts is because Bob Iger asked him to write some scripts for 7, 8, and 9. Oh my goodness, we're behind. Count. Let's see. Even though they hate him, their biggest complaint of the new trilogy, lack of a game plan. Oh, obviously. Remember, Kathleen Kennedy smiled and said, "Oh, our plan, bring one out a year. That's the plan." And I mean, all the directors have admitted they didn't have a outline. They could just do what they wanted to do. And it really makes for very choppy. And a lot of people have said this. It really makes for a missed opportunity, choppy thing. And it really wasn't that good. And then plus, you had a chance to make it great. Yeah, I bet even watch a few years later, Mark Hamill's going to be complaining about the sequel trilogy. He is. I mean, isn't the cast doing that too? I don't keep up with all that news, but I thought the cast was saying, yeah, it wasn't that good. I don't know. I could be wrong about that. Are you getting Return to Dark Tower? No, because I wasn't a fan of the original. Oddly enough, I know Norm from the Board Game Museum is a huge fan of Dark Tower. I played it with him. I appreciate that. It was fun, but not something worth X amount of money. And I'm not that interested in it for restoration games. I know Rado had it on his list of most anticipated games, but it's just not for me. Not for me. Thank you for mentioning that one, though. My favorite things is like singing songs from David Cassidy. Yeah. Do you think a Palpatine standalone film would be a good idea since the saga is basically about him? Yeah, for real, right? They can do it. They can do a spin-off movie as long as they call it Sheev. That's what I want to see. How many years would the EU timeline be deep in now? Had Lucas not so sorry. Oh, I think we'd be far into Crucible. I think Ben would be much older now. He might be married. We may even have a kid now. I don't know if they would have killed off anyone else, but honestly, Han was getting old, and they should be letting the old generation die. I don't know how they would handle that, but they should. But I'd imagine we'd have been on Ben married, Jaina having kids, and Ben maybe even having a kid. Because think in the timeline, as their family tree goes, shouldn't Ben or his son have a kid really quick? I can't remember. I remember when I was doing the lineage, a Skywalker lineage, I was like, ooh, someone had a kid like at 22 or something. I can't remember. It's been a while though, so don't quote me on that. I remember thinking about that when I looked into Legacy. I was like, wait, there's Cole Skywalker, and then there's blank, and then there's Ben Skywalker. And I was like, okay, let me do that. And I did the math. I could have been wrong, but it's been a while. Hey, Matt, read the Essentials Reader's Companion and noticed the Clone Wars stuff. Pablo writes that the TCW is more canon than the previous media because George was involved. It's strange. Yeah, even though if you look at the credits, George was not involved at all. George was more involved in other things than he was that. Sometimes I think they just said T canon to make Filoni happy. The only good thing that might come out of the Lucasfilm purchase might be a decent Indiana Jones movie. I'm hoping for it, but they've had trouble with the script, I've heard. George made many statements that he then goes back on. Yeah, the man flip-flops all the time on statements. I had this, I didn't. I had this art, I had 12. I only had 3, I only had 6. He says that all the time. There is nothing after 6. Oh, yeah, I had 7, 8, and 9. Haven't watched The Mandalorian either, but I know people like it, so fine. I'm glad. Mando is amazing production-wise, but it needs to have some better character building. Still sticking with it, though. See where they take it. Okay. Did you ever read Star Wars book Fall Order? I don't know. If you could change something in the Star Wars universe, a lot of Star Wars questions for you, Piper. What did you kick off your socks? She loves kicking off her socks. If you could change something in the Star Wars universe that you personally needed to be done? What was the one thing you have added or taken away? That's a tough question. Dawn of the Jedi, take it away. I don't see the purpose of it. I don't see the purpose of that error. I would have utilized that to talk more about the main storyline, meaning Han, Luke, and Leia. I just did not see the point of going. I mean, Tales of the Jedi, Old Republic, yeah, but going back further, what was the point? I didn't see the point of that, so maybe that would have been it. Are you ready for your bottle? They didn't give you another bottle. Maybe you'll go to sleep. She's been a rock. She's been up for like 2 straight hours since, well, I mean, even longer since she took like a little bit of a nap, but she's up and moving. Where's your bag? Oh, wait, let's see if she'll want the R2D2 stocking. Ooh. I started my diet today. I do a 30-day diet the first of the year, just because, at Christmas time, there's only snack. There's, cookies, sweets, treats, hot cocoa, all sugary goodness at Christmas time. And I don't say no to anything. I enjoy the holidays. I drink the eggnog. I drink a big glass of eggnog. Calories be darned. And so, and I know what I'm doing, because I know in January it's fast time. Fast, feast and famine, right? So I'm in the famine stage. I don't mind doing that, because there's nothing really big to celebrate in January. And if I just do it for 30 days, then I'm back to normal again. Back to normal means that right now I don't need a belt for my jeans. And my little belly can pooch out and keep my pants on, even though that's not ideal. I like to have my belt again. I mean, I wear the belt, but it does no purpose. It's no purpose. And I'm wearing my sweatpants, even though I love my sweatpants. But my sweatpants are more comfortable than jeans. It's like, ugh. So, just discipline. Something I do every year. Drives my sister absolutely nuts that I do it, because I am a stickler. You can ask anyone. I can't have cheese on the diet, and I got a salad with the shredded cheese. I went through it meticulously and took every strand of shredded cheese out. I remember this is last year. I was in a show, and the director was looking at me. She went, "Are you serious right now?" I said, "What do you mean?" She went, "You were taking every strand of cheese out of that salad, and there's not that much." I went, "Well, yeah, because I can't have cheese." She went, "Matt, it's just one shred of cheese." I went, "Hey, I know. I keep a very strict diet." And it doesn't bother me. I eat the same things every day for 30 days. I don't care. I really don't care. I don't mind it either. It doesn't bother me. Do I get hungry? Do I feel weaker a little bit sometimes because I'm not getting enough calories? I think it's low carb. That's what it is. Yeah, I go light on a workout. Don't do any heavy workouts. I start that. I didn't start today. I did one last heavy workout because I forgot to do it New Year's Eve. I forgot. No, the day before New Year's. It was my wife's birthday. We took her out. We had a great time. And then we went to bed, and I totally forgot to go work out later on that night. And I was like, no. So New Year's Day, I did one last hard workout. But my body wasn't depleted yet. Tomorrow I'll be a little bit less. So I won't have to. I can't push myself. You're not supposed to diet. You're not supposed to exercise at all on this diet. But I do a very light exercise. We're talking like walking on a treadmill, folks. But I'll shred the pounds I need, and then we'll be done. Boy, that was something that you didn't want to know, right? Okay, you know what? You may have to talk amongst yourselves. So I'm gonna get this little girl a bottle. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Whoa, wait. Let me get this right where I was. What's your favorite brand new board game of 2019? One that I got or one that came out, Michael? Hold on just a minute. Guys, give me 2 seconds. Well, more than 2 seconds. You want to hear her cry as Daddy puts her on the floor? But I'm going to get her bottle, and I'll be right back. I know that's not exciting, but just give me 1 minute. In fact, here, baby cam. Piper cam. There you go. Piper cam. Here we go. Piper. Look, Calvin Hobbes collection. Ooh, nice. Okay, here we go. Baby cam. Watch her play with my shoes. Okay. You're on camera. All right. Whew. Oh no, oh no. That just made everyone sick. That was super exciting, wasn't it? Okay, there's your baby cam. King baby cam. Note to self, don't run on the linoleum floor with socks. You slip. So, favorite board game new to me in 2019 was Russian Railroads. Really loved it. That one didn't come out in 2019. So, I don't know. I'm trying to look at my games that I got, and I don't. New games that were high on my list that came out this year. That's a great question, Michael. I wish I knew. I need to look at my list. Do I have it up? Hold on. I may have it up here. Okay, let's see if I can find it real quick. Let's see. Because it has to be new to my list. Well, that's not going to help me. That's something else. Okay, I don't have it with me, but I'm unsure. I'm unsure what my favorite game of 2019 was. But the new one to my collection for 2019 was Russian Railroads. Like I said, I got that the first of the year. We played it. I loved it. I shelved it. Played it again this summer a lot. And I was like, ooh, this is a good, because I knew Russian Road was going to be my top 30, top 20. And then as I kept playing, I was like, I think this is a top 10 game. And then we played it again. Oh, it's just great. It's a great game. But that game's out of print too. And so is Santa's Workshop. I didn't even realize that. When I suggested Santa's Workshop as a great game, go get it, it's cheap. At the moment, they were clearing out. That was clearance. They were selling it for $20, and now it's worth $60 online. I was like, no. Should have got it when it was 20. Also, Matt, what's your favorite alien race in Star Wars? Ewoks. It's easy. Hey, Matt, why do you think Star Wars Return of the Jedi was the most controversial in the EU? I see more mixed opinions compared to the other eras in the EU. Return of the Jedi? Post Return of the Jedi was the most controversial. Really? I don't know. I know New Jedi Order era was controversial because of it was a little bit darker, but these same people say they love Empire Strikes Back because it was dark. Look at this one. Enjoying that milk there? You wish you enjoyed something this nice, huh? Maybe you kicked off your sock again. Oh boy. All right, she hates wearing socks. Hates it. All right, let's see. You think canon Mandalorian lore is better than EU? That's fine. And yeah, it's all about opinions. Can't stand Karen Travis's Mandos. Yeah, I don't like Karen Travis either, but you and I, brother, are in the minority on that one. Favorite that came out, Michael. Okay, thank you for. I'll just have to look over that. Let me see if I pull up my list. Oh my goodness, forever. Okay, I'm trying to figure. That's a great question, Michael. I should have an answer. I see people doing best of 2019, right? I should maybe do videos like that. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Hey-o. Let's see. It has to be new. Those aren't new. Was Raiders of the North Sea this year? I don't think it was. Gosh, did I get it? Coimbra was this year, right? I think so. Maybe Coimbra or Valletta. I know that was new too. Those seem to be new games. Coimbra and then Valletta. There you go. Because those were in my 20s and 30s there. I just played Russian Railroads with a buddy of mine. He came in from Indianapolis. He saw my top 10. He said, dude, I got to play this game. And we played it. And he absolutely loved it. He said, it sucks. It's out of print. It costs a lot. I said, it does? Because I think in my video, I said, you can get the base game for average price. Well, now you can't. What I thought, excuse me. Sorry. What I thought average price was $40. I did not know that it had gone up to like 60 or something. So it's sad. It is a good game though. German Railroads is like $200 now or some ridiculous price. You don't need German railroads, to be honest. That American Railroads that's on BGG store is a great expansion. I really enjoy it. I did play the base game with my buddy Josh, but I told him if we had had time to play it again, I wanted to play the American version because it's so thematic historically. It's about building your railroad track and nothing else. Your industry track is not that important. Even though you will go up on the industry track, it's building your railroads because that's the whole thing about the transcontinental railroad, the Golden Spike. All that history is included in that board game. It's very underrated because it's just a pack. It's not a board game box. It's almost like a mini expansion, but it's so underrated. But Russian Railroad as a base game is really fun. Whoa, we've been missing out on this. She is chugging that milk. She is, brother. Happy New Year. Thank you. Your favorite EU book is The Crystal Star. Really? That's funny. Hey, I've heard someone say that and mean it. Canon Mandalorian lore is a bit messy. That's true from Dave Filoni's thing and Karen Travis's thing. But remember, they did that retcon. Leland Chee wrote out that article about new Mandalore, meaning the Clone Wars was Mandalore trying to rewrite their history and rewrite their culture. And they eventually just went back to the way things were. And it was a great article. They used to have it up on StarWars.com. Even after the Disney takeover, they still had that article up. And I thought it was great. I used to point to that article all the time. I remember I showed someone that article because he said, there's a contradiction in Mandalore. I said, well, there's that article that has the bubble. He's like, do you have a link? I said, I just told you it was on StarWars.com. He went, do you have a link? Do I have a link? Type in StarWars.com and scroll down. It's on the front page. Moron. People are so lazy. Did you ever watch Lord of the Rings? Yes, I did. Didn't like it. Loved the books. Hated the movies. Did you ever watch Harry Potter? Yes. Harry Potter movies are fun. They skip over a lot of stuff, but they're fun. You skip over a lot of stuff in the books. One missed opportunity in the EU for me was that there was barely any media that directly ties into the expanded or expands the Knights of the Old Republic games. In some book, to be honest, you are exactly right, Star Prime. As popular as the Old Republic was, they should have done more comics. They did that little comic book off of the comic strips or something like that, online strips or something. Should have more comics and way more books than what they did. To be honest, they should have really dug into the Old Republic because it was so big on video games. And like a lot of people read Revan, and they didn't even read the EU, but the Old Republic books brought people into the expanded universe. I mean, they hit on it a little bit. Del Rey did their job, but I guess they thought, well, we can't go anywhere further. But they could have just give the novelization of some of the story arcs in the video game. I think that would have been great. I don't know why that didn't happen. Maybe I can interview someone from Del Rey. We can find out. That'd be fun. Make a note of that. Oh, the Jenny Tartakovsky series is great. It's great. Wow. Paradise Snare. AC Crispin did a great job. According to Kevin J. Anderson, she wrote Star Trek, and that's how she got the chance to write for Star Wars. She was very excited, but very nervous because she knew Star Wars fans were a little bit different than Star Trek fans, how they wrote stuff. And so she would pick Kevin J. Anderson's brain and say, hey, read this. Let me know how this feels. This feels Star Wars? Because she didn't write something that felt Star Trek. Because she knew there were different sci-fi franchises, and they had very different tones. And she did a great job. Great job. Another author that I wish would have written more stuff. They should have done more in the new Dawn of the Jedi era. Yeah, but at the same time, remember, that's when Disney took over and they canceled everything. So that is one criticism about the comic book Dawn of the Jedi. It had some interesting plot points, Was the comic book that good? No, but it had potential. I'm not gonna say John Ostrander, which is one of my favorite comic book writers ever. Um, he wasn't doing a good job. It's just that it took a lot of time to warm up to these characters, which I still wasn't on board, but I was still going to get the comic book series because I was interested to where the Rakatan, how they're going to be extinct. They're losing their grip or their power in the galaxy. That was interesting. What was going on? Because they're an extinct species. How did they become that? We were going to see that. There's a lot of good questions that I would have liked to see answered, but we never saw them. Oops, did I fall behind the comments just like that? New Sith Wars era. Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah, how the Sith broke into a civil war for 1,000 years. And to be honest, they had Knight Errant. I think was a missed opportunity there because it was the main character. That the whole plot was interesting. The main character just sucked, but everything about that, I was like, man, this is so good, so interesting. The story around it's so interesting, but they wrapped it around the most boring character I've ever read. I was not Karen Holt. I was not even interested in her. Did I read about the Darksaber? I have read the Darksaber. Yeah. One of my favorite eras. Darksaber is a really good book. Was the Dark Times? Love to see the effects. Yeah, that's another Star Prime. That's another good point there. They would have. Hey, glad to see you back too, Koss. But anyway, I would have loved to have seen more in the Purge era. Like, can you imagine Darth Vader novels in the Purge series where he's going around killing one Jedi after the next? I mean, I know the comic books did that a little bit, but it wasn't as good as if we could have seen a novel. I think that would have been awesome. How's that bottle pipes? Is it good? We don't need much. It's the simple things in life, I tell you. Yeah, the Purge should have been an ongoing series, but to be honest, the comic book was okay, but it still, I felt like, and I'm more of a novel guy than a comic book guy. I love the comic books, but if you were to ask me, Matt, what would you rather have, more comic books or more novels? Definitely more novels all the time. I'm a reader at heart, so I would have loved to have seen those. I'll tell you this. Hold on. If Michael's still on there, about board games, going back to board games real quick because I love talking about board games. I did kickstart. What was it called? Red. Doggone it, Red Dawn. Red. I don't have my cell phone on me. It was that Russian, that communist game where you all share the resources. It just ended on Kickstarter. So Red something. Red. When you inhabit a planet, you are settlers. Red settlers. That doesn't seem to be right. I can't remember, but it looks interesting. It looked interesting. Usually that's a game I'm not interested in. I was like, but I saw Rado play through it. I was like, yeah, okay. Rado influences me a lot on board game purchases. Probably the most. Hello, Son of Luke. How are you, sir? Son of Luke was someone I was trying to find to do my podcast for top movies of 2019, yet he was not unavailable at the time. Everyone was unavailable, and I had to record it because it's coming out Saturday. That's all right. It's not your fault. I even reached out to Amelia, and she texted me like 2 days later. She texted me a joke. She said the only thing she's ever seen is Frozen 2 this year. And then later on, sent me her list of movies. I said, that's all right. That ship sailed. Don't need it anymore. But how are you? Did everyone have a happy new year? Did y'all go party all night? I barely made it to 12. Me and my wife made it to 12. Say goodnight. Was it you? You were asleep. It was sister. Sister was up. She went to bed shortly before midnight. We said Happy New Year to each other and went to bed. I mean, it's a far cry from what we were doing way back in the day. Just a far cry. Because we used to, a long time ago, we had a party and it lasted all night. And I was too old of a man. I was like, oh man, I hate this. I used to throw all-nighters too back in the day, but I was like, I need to stop. But our first or second year together, we did one and it went all night long. I was like, oh, that will not be happening ever again. Character that you should have given more appearances is General Grievous, and he's quite a bit in the comic books, barely in the novels. That could have been because Lucas forbade him to be in novels prior to episode 3. I think one novel on him would have been enough. Yeah, you were asleep. Nice for you to sleep. Son of Luke, I wish many children upon you. I wish you triplets, sir. And then we'll talk to you about your sleep. All right. Would I review Star Wars fan films? Probably not. Probably not, Brady. Matt, it would have been so easy for Crazy Kathleen to integrate the EU into new movies. Well, didn't they really? Didn't they rip off a lot of the EU in movies? Did you hear what she said about no source material? Oh, yeah. Bruce and I talked about that in the last podcast, but Bruce was like, okay. He didn't want to talk about it. He wasn't interested in that. So we had to move on. But I wanted to talk more about it, but oh well. It's silly. She's trying to pretend like, oh, we don't have source material. Yes, you do. Why? I don't know why they think we're that stupid. And why they pretend to say nothing was ever there. Hey, she drank most of it. And look, she's up, energetic again. You know what? Let's go. Yeah, I know. You know what? I'm going to put her down. We're going to let you play with shoes because she likes playing with my shoes. Like I said, it's the little things. My little slippers, not my shoes. All right. Where am I? Yeah, Grievous novel centered on him. Even though but there was a comic book that kind of talked about his past, but it would have been nice, maybe one book. Written by Matthew Stover, probably. All right. I think right now they are focusing on TV instead of movies. At least that's what they've said, right? Jonathan says, do you mind if I join too to talk about Star Wars? I'm the best father. Thank you. Maybe next time, Jonathan. I don't know how we would exchange information. I don't want you giving your email out. Plus, I don't know how many people I could put on here because, but certainly another time. I'm being honest. Certainly another time. Who is the most hated EU character of all in a specific area? Who is your most hated EU character? Well, hated. Here's the thing. Like I hated Boris Fila, but that's what we were meant to be. He was a great character. That's why you hated him. Do you mean that, or do you mean like a character I just could not stand, like Ahsoka? I couldn't stand Ahsoka. I think she was dumb. Okay. What? Waiting for you to say this. I mean, she is wide awake. It's like we put Red Bull in this. You think that'd knock her out? She's amazing at one. That means she's gonna be in bed too, and I gotta go to work tomorrow. Oh well, that's why Daddy bought energy drinks. I drink it. I used to not drink energy drinks that much unless I was on the road, and now since they were born, I had to drink them every day because I'm up a lot at night. I get like 3 to 4 hours sleep most nights. Some nights I get 5, which is really nice. 6 is a dream. You can't get 6 straight hours ever, but 5 straight hours you can get, and that's awesome. Ahsoka grew on you. I think there's a lot of people, but she never grew on me. She just remained dumb. But I know there's a lot of Ahsoka fans, so I mean, that's fine. Whoa. Hey, man, I want to produce a Star Wars animated miniseries. What's the best way to go about this? Do you have any advice? Oh, brother, I don't know. I've never done that myself either. I'd give it your best shot, I guess. If you're talented, people will watch it. If you're too talented, Disney will sue you. They'll send you a cease and desist. Did I see your previous comment about Dirge? I'm sorry, Star Prime. I must have missed it. I apologize. I like Dirge. You can send me the question again, but I like Dirge. I thought he was very unique. Tartakovsky came up with a great idea for someone to fight the Jedi that wasn't a dark Jedi. I love that when they think outside the box. Quick response to KK's quote, but there being no source material, was one of the stupidest responses she could never have made, and makes the question for caring about stars. I just thought it was like, why are you trying to be? Who are you trying to fool by saying there's no source material? Who are you trying to fool? We all know that, and it's just this refusal to accept the EU. It's weird. Finished the Throne trilogy, easily better than 95% of Disney content. Yeah, Throne trilogy is really good. I've always thought it's stupid no mention of Ahsoka in episode 3. Yeah, and that's the thing. Ahsoka was not even mentioned. You think something that big. That's why I was against Ahsoka from the very beginning. They didn't need that. They wanted it because they wanted little girls like the Clone Wars. So she was created for someone to connect to the kids. I understand that. That's why Ewoks were created for Return of the Jedi. But do little girls have to be so annoying? That's my question. I don't think so. I got 2 little girls. They're only annoying at night when they won't sleep. She's tearing up that slipper, man. All right. I haven't seen the animation of the Dark Empire comic books. I guess I should. Everyone keeps telling me about them. I haven't watched Rebels either, Joanna. I'm sorry. I know Grand Admiral Thrawn's in there, so I know he gets foiled by a bunch of ragtag team of rebels every time. And that really doesn't make Thrawn look very intelligent. So where he rarely, well, I mean, come on, he was rarely in the EU, but the short stories he always had the upper hand, always. And he had the Empire. He had the New Republic on the ropes until the very end, when he made one slight miscalculation. But he never loses, right? He's very strategic, and even though some of his plans in the Thrawn trilogy didn't go out without a hitch, some of them had hitches, but he still got what he wanted. And then Rebels, though, it seems like he's a screw up that screws up every other weekend or something. Oh well, Gabriel likes Rebels, and he said it made me a fan of Thrawn. There you go. I mean, see, there you go. And see, that's the good thing. There's just difference of opinions on that. Gabriel, guess what, brother? Who's right between the two of us? The answer, none of the above, or all of the above, right? It depends on how you see it. Thanks for speaking up, though, Gabriel. New canon Throne trilogy, haven't read. Don't read any of the new canon. Just don't make the time for new canon. Just wasn't interested. This was my Star Wars when they said we're gonna put this on. We're gonna get rid of this. I was like, okay, I'm good. Yeah, I was good. That was it. Because this is all I cared about. I cared about these books more than the movies. I think the books are better than the original trilogy. I think the books are better. That's just me. I just grew up loving the books. I've just always been a fan. Okay, Gabriel says the novels about him in New Canon are pretty cool, but I still prefer him in Legends. I've heard a lot of people say that. Plo Koon was underused. I agree about that. Oh, wow. How did I get this many? It went from like 1 comment to like 7. Okay. The difference between 2 canons is this Legends expands on the films established. Disney canon does the opposite, fills the gaps. Yeah, it's weird how Disney canon works, Jonathan. You're right. I don't think they pay Timothy Zahn because they own the rights to any characters created inside of the expanded universe. It is very different from Star Trek, which used to have an agreement. If you create a character, you would get some kind of money for it. That's why they changed in Voyager. They changed the name of a character because they wanted to use the same character, but they found out they had to pay rights to the guy who created him. So they made him change the name so they didn't pay rights to him. And now I think the way TV's written, they don't have that problem anymore. Why is it that Pablo Hidalgo tries to convince people that George retconned things in the old CW media, Clone Wars media with Clone Wars and the Reader's Companion? I don't know. I mean, it turns out Pablo wasn't a big fan of the expanded universe in the first place. Right? Or at least that's what he's claiming now. He has such a disdain for the expanded universe. It shocked me because I love the Reader's Companion. Have I read the 2013 comic book series? Yes. I did a review on those, Jonathan. I hated them. All of them. They were so stupid. I tore them apart. And the one based off of Lucas' original script, like The Star Wars or whatever, The Star Wars, The War in the Stars, no. I looked over them but never bought them. I thought they were stupid. I thought it was awful, actually. Who cares about his original script? It's like a rough draft, really, is what we were reading. Even in comic book form. That's a tired yell. Also, the reader's companion probably says the beginning is the Clone Wars in the movies, even though he's talking about the EU. Dave given T canon and canon special. Yeah, well, C canon is what the thing is. C canon is continuity canon. That's the EU and everything included. I mean, no one argued that there was different levels of canon, but C canon connected it all together. Who is your dream team to write a new EU book series? 3 people: Troy Denning, Stackpole, and Kevin Jensen. 4th person, that's hard. James Luceno or Dave Wolverton? Trying to think. Austin's not here anymore. Gosh, there's a lot. There's a few. I'd like to see Kathy Tyers write more. I really like her stuff. Trying to think. There's just a lot. That's a good question, though. Brady. All right. Let's see. Hey, baby, how you doing? You doing all right? She's going for the books now. Look. She's like, what is this? Star Wars Expanded Universe. I want this. I don't know why. I can't even read. But something inside me says, I want Expanded Universe in my life. It's what every parent should aspire to, right? Having your kid reach on your bookshelf for more Star Wars. Daddy, please read me more Star Wars. One more chapter, Dad. One more chapter, Thrawn. Just probably really dislike the EU. What he has said makes me sad because I love the Rich Companion too. But if you look at some of the things he's been saying recently, yeah, or in the past few years, it's been disappointing. It was crushing to me too. I was like, why would you say that? Like he was like, oh, blah blah. At least it wasn't the Expanded Universe. Oh, I was like, well, what was bad about the Expanded Universe? I thought you loved it. So it's weird. I've heard from a bunch of insiders that Pablo changed a lot. Holy cow, you got one. She got a book. Bravo for you. It's the pop-up book for Return of the Jedi. I'll see what happens when she opens it. I'd like to see some of the novels. Have I read the Darth Maul novel? Yeah, of course. Which one, though? There's several. I'd like to see some novels between Bane and Plagueis. That'd be nice. I'd like to see one about the history of the Sith, right? James Luceno writing the history of the Sith with Drew Carpershin. Whoa. And I put Kevin J. Anderson in there, too, because he did Tales of the Jedi. There's an all-star team for, depends on what era, I guess, huh? I've seen the deep fake of George Lucas from Collider. That is very funny. Very funny. I remember hearing that you said none of the EU stuff would be canon anymore. It's crazy that they own it intentionally and not use it unless they got it wrong. Yeah, I said that a long time ago. Yeah. I noticed Star Wars 108 on your shelf. First thing you brought back. Yeah. I just kept it up there. Matthew Rosenberg, if you don't know, I interviewed him on my last podcast. Whoa, baby. Let's chill, okay? All right, I'm gonna hit this podcast. I'm gonna hit this pop-up book on her. Let's see if we can get her. See if we can get her reaction. Okay, ready? Piper, look. Look at that. Whoa. What is this pop-up? This is pulling. This is not pop-up. Hold on. Oh yeah, look at this. What is that? How did they get in the book? Hold on. These are just like pull, slide. Oh, that's a good one. Look at that. Yeah, can you tell this is my girl? Look at that. It's got Ewoks in it too. That's why you got this one, because it has Ewoks in it. There you go. All right. And we're back. James Luceno is a great author. Will I ever visit Star Wars Land, probably not. I will visit Disney, but probably not go to Star Wars Land unless the missus and the kids want to go. Would you repost all of the old Princes of the Universe on YouTube? Oh, no, I can't. I don't think I can because I delete. I have limited storage, so I think I delete those once they go out on the podcast on iTunes. Sorry. I know YouTube. A lot of people like YouTube, but I just recently started reposting them on YouTube. But yeah, the other ones, no. Sorry. I wouldn't have the time either. I didn't think the character in the bar was Mara Jade after your interview. I know. I was surprised. I thought he was going to say, no, it's not Mara Jade. Because I didn't think it was Mara Jade either. But he's like, I think he's just having fun with the fans. And I think Matthew Rosenberg is a really cool guy to talk to. He's a really cool. That's the exciting thing, that you're going to get to see some of these authors and stuff that I talk to, and writers and people. And they're just really cool people. And that's exciting that you're going to see this now. My wife is turning. So freaking hot in here. Do I have any classic literature like Sherlock Holmes, Robin Hood, for example? I did have Robin Hood. I gave it away. Sherlock Holmes, I still kept. All the adventures, just the Sir Arthur Conan Doyle ones. Love it. Read them all the time. I've read that the entire book at least 4 times. The entire omnibus I have. I love it. I love Sherlock Holmes. Matt, besides Star Wars ebooks, what books do you enjoy? Love Lord of the Rings, rereading Wheel of Time now. Love the Dune series by Kevin J. Anderson, and of course Frank Herbert originally. But Kevin J. Anderson, his son continued it. Reread the Spartacus books. There's only 2, but they were pretty good. Chronicles of Narnia is really good. Reread those. Those are a few books I like. Half a decade. Man, I think EU fans would have an issue with TCW if it was removed entirely. Though I like the explanation of Force of Destiny's role playing it. Yeah, I mean, Force of Destiny is just kind of nip that in the bud, right? Just like that, so you don't have to worry about it. But the Clone Wars, I do come down on it a little too hard, because anything featuring the clones, just the clones, I think is solid stuff. There's a lot of good stuff about the Clone Wars, Dave Filoni's Clone Wars, but there's just a lot of silly garbage in it. Silly garbage that doesn't belong there. And that's the problem I have with it. I don't like Filoni because of the things he said about expanding the universe, pretending to be a big fan when he's not. Yes, my little. Yes, my little. Do you want a little? Look at this. I'm going to give her. She likes this. Here. All right. Anyway. It's a good thing about Daddy. He has tons of Ewok toys to play with. Anyway, 25. How do we have more people watching this late? This is wild. You really enjoy the Darth Maul stuff, Gabriel. This is really interesting because I hated it. I hated when they brought Darth Maul back. I had despised it. It's funny you loved it. I mean, that's fine. But Savage. If they just left him, said, "Yeah, I'm getting revenge on my brother for my brother's death," I've been fine with it. I mean, did they connect it to the EU? Yes, they did, actually. They connected it to the comic book visionaries. They even said that behind the scenes. Well, Lucas's daughter did. Filoni didn't want to admit it. So, I mean, I should like it, but I just didn't. I caught up. Look at that. Just like that. Hot dog. So many people watching you, Piper, and I don't even have you on here anymore. I mean, she's just having a ball, man. I wish they had replaced Dooku in the prequels. I wish we would have known about the other Lost Jedi. The 13 Lost that went away. Dooku was one of them, but who were the others? Stories about them would have been interesting. Even a source book about that would have been interesting. Oh yeah, Star Prime, the EU being fan fiction. I used to argue that all the time with people back in the day. Now no one really argues that now because they know it's a stupid point to hang on to. Oh yeah, you're right about Darth Maul's tattoos. It's true. I forgot about that. Unpopular opinion: Matthew Stover is a terrible writer. Actually, not. I was surprised. I thought Matthew. A lot of people love Matthew Stover, but a lot of people hate him as well. I'm finding that out now. So a lot of people just did not like him. And he was 50-50 for me. Episode 3 I loved. Shatterpoint I hated. Luke Skywalker in the Shadows of Mordor was interesting because it made connections to. I like connections, but then people were pointing out, well, man, it wasn't written very well. Yeah, I get it. I get why you didn't like it. Those are all valid arguments. It's not the best book ever, but I don't think it's one of the worst. And a lot of people, I was surprised to see, would count it as one of the worst ones ever written. But I mean, to each his own. Gabriel, a lot of people back in the day used to say, oh, all the expanded universe is glorified fan fiction. And when I showed them all the facts, printed stuff in Lucasfilms magazines and online, those arguments, those complaints went away. People don't say that anymore. New Joe Order is a great series of novels. And then Spectacular Webhead says that it was a chore for him to finish the episode 3 novelization. I mean, a lot of people didn't like Kevin J. Anderson. A lot of people hated Kevin J. Anderson. Sorry. In the forums, I used to, old StarWars.com forums, I used to sit there and just defend Kevin J. Anderson all the time. A lot of people who love Maul's Return are people who only watch the movies because they say he should have been in the prequels more. That's a good point. Maybe they want to see more Maul because they loved him in episode 1. I get that. Minor is average. Yeah, I that's what I thought. I think it's average. Yeah, one of the worst things, Jacob, that they cite about the EU is Skippy the Jedi droid, which was it was Legends. It was not even, it was non-canon status. It was from the Star Wars tales. They always talk about that, but they never mentioned that it was non-canon. It was a non-canon, just joke story. They say it was the worst thing about the EU. Whatever. You obviously didn't know, and they're obviously copying someone else who wrote an article. I've seen a lot of people who say worst things about the EU, and they copy an article that someone else already did, because all they did to do their research was they had 1 or 2 complaints of their own. That's what differed from the other list, and then they just picked things from other people's lists. They didn't even read about them, or they wouldn't have said that. But I hate that. I hear that all the time. What would a future source book you would want? A complete New Jedi Order source book would be great. I agree with you on that, Rob. Love it. Favorite novelization was episode 2. Yeah, I'll be honest. I think I said this, but Bob Salvatore did a great job, didn't he? He did a great job doing episode 2. The part where Anakin and Amidala are on Naboo, all the extra stuff he wrote there was really good. Really good. Stuff you didn't like about Kevin, and what I see from the Darksaber book, is because he continues the Children of the Jedi story, which is a hated novel. Well, remember, that was the Callistia trilogy. Children of the Jedi, Darksaber, and Planet of Twilight. He and Barbara Hamley worked on that together. That was already kind of planned. It was a loose trilogy. And people hated it because they tried to hook up Luke with someone other than Mara Jade, which outraged everyone. Not everyone. But that's why. She's working at it. Look at this. She's working at this. Hey there. Hey, Pumpkin. Yeah, I'm fun with you, Ewok. Did he put you on the spot? Now she's looking at the camera. Look at that. Look at how cute that is. It's less cute at 1 a.m, I'll tell you that. What are you guys doing up? You don't even have kids. Why are you this late? Vector Prime was a really good one. Oh, the whole Luke is overpowered criticism. Yeah. Excuse me. Luke is very powerful, but what is his weakness? He is so afraid of going to the dark side that he hesitates. He stalls in his decisions. He takes too long to make the right decision. Kip Duran calls him out on this in New Order, and is right. He's right. Luke spends too much time worrying about the dark side when he should be focusing on just doing what's right and trust in his ability and his fellow Jedi to keep him in line. But that in itself is a weakness. I'm so powerful, but I don't want to abuse my ability. So I'm kind of introvert when it comes to using the Force because I'm so powerful. I love it. I love it. Unpopular opinion: I haven't liked any of Zahn's Star Wars books after the Thrawn trilogy. His Bantam stuff was pretty good. I would kind of agree with you when it came to Del Rey. It took a nosedive for me. You really liked Attack of the Clones novel, especially all the extra stuff. Yeah, no, I did too. Are there any good Star Wars short stories? Oh, Rob, watch my reviews. I'm sorry, I can't think of any. It's too late for me to think of some up front. But yes, there are some good short stories. Star Wars Adventure Journal has a lot of them. And they're collected in two. You can collect a few of them, like Tales of the New Republic and Tales of the Empire. Collect some Adventure Journal shorts. If you can't get the individual copies, which are kind of hard to track down, I hear. Or at least a few of them. Luke's fear of going to the dark side is his weakness. Yeah. Hey, OG. OG hangs out with Mary Mayhem now. She's got big friends. That's awesome, though. Love it. Hold on just a minute here. Let's see. Yes, ma'am. Oh, we're getting tired of our Ewok now. I can't believe she's been up this long. Come on, Matt. Hold on just a minute here. Where can I go to? Oh, goodness. No, idiot. Hold on. Let me answer someone's next question in a minute here. All right, let's see. I know I got one. I don't have one. Okay. Someone who loves the prequel Inertia. I really love that Luke and Mara fought Destroyer Droid in Survivor's Quest and had other prequel references since it connects to Outbound Flight. Yeah, a lot of people enjoyed that, right? All right, hold on. Man, this whole Piper's Up All Night part is about to be true, right? Oh no, it is on my... Hold on. There it is. Just one moment. There it is. Well, how do you... There it is. Boom. Got it. All right, there you go. OG can check her email now. Anyway. Have you read any of the Aliens vs. Predator comic books or standalone Predator? Yes, I have. A few of them. Some of the old ones, Jonathan. None of the new ones. And I thought they were good. Oh, she's rubbing her eyes. You getting tired? Come here. It's time to go night-night now? Maybe it's time to go night-night. I thought the comic books were good. Come on. Does anyone have kids? Do you have this problem? When did they start sleeping all night? She is so tired. Did you like Alien Covenant? I hated it. I despised it. I didn't like any of the new Alien movies. Alien Covenant was so stupid. Aliens, what was the one before that one? That one fooled me. I thought it was a good movie, and it turned out not being a good movie. It fooled me. It fooled me into thinking it was. My brother felt the same way about Force Awakens. He came out loving Force Awakens, told me it was awesome. I should go see it. And the next week he went, you know what? Completely changed my mind. It was an awful, awful. OG, you have a chance to hang out with me right now. I understand if you don't, though. It's late, and I got a little girl right here. Anyway, as far as I know, I don't think any of those stories contradict canon. Franchise aliens. Oh, I don't know. It's been so long, Jonathan. I don't know if those comic books do or not. What are your top 3 alien movies? Come on. What are there, 4 alien movies? Besides the last 2 that came out? Top 3 out of those? I mean, Aliens is the best, obviously. Then Alien, and then Aliens 3. Aliens 4 is not good compared to the other ones. It's not that good. Aliens Resurrection. You thought it was better than 3? Really? 3? When's the last time you saw 3 again? 3 is not bad. My brother used to love 3. He used to say that 3 was his favorite, but now he says Aliens is his favorite, but Aliens 3 is his second favorite. But Alien was really good. Matt, I remember an old video about KOTOR, you said 2 wasn't as loved, but in the years since, it's gotten more lore. Oh, good. Good. I'm glad. Yeah, I tried to play KOTOR. It was way too late. It was way too late in the game for me. The graphics weren't that good, and I was just not. The ship had sailed. It was just too old of a game because a buddy of mine gave me the game to play, and I tried it for a little while. I was like, But plus, I was getting out of video games too. Like, I'm not a video game player anymore. I don't care about video games anymore. Board games is my love now. But that's just me. Prometheus, that's what it was. Thank you. Prometheus fooled me at first because I thought it was good, but it turns out it didn't make sense at all. The more I thought about it, the more I got mad at myself. I was like, why do I even like that? Good night, David. What are your thoughts on the AVP movies? First one was awful. The second one was better. It was better just because they killed off people they didn't like. Predators was really good, but the new Predator, I think that's the newest one, I wasn't a fan of as much. But Predators was really good. Whether on the home planet, it was really awesome. Coach Jordan would make an excellent TV show. I totally agree with that statement. I was so excited when the AVP movies came out, man. I wanted it to be so good, and I hated the first one. But like I said, the second one was a little bit better. And I like how they're making more Predator movies, but the last Predator movie did not impress me. I'm not a fan of Mad Max. I thought Fury Road was the best. Actually, oh, definitely, Jacob. Ooh, best movie of the decade, maybe so. Fury Road blew me out because I watched the originals. I thought they were okay. I mean, they're okay. They're fine movies. I actually like Thunderdome. I do. I think it's great. I think it's maybe the best of the 3, to be honest, wildly enough. They're just fun movies to watch. But when Fury Road came out, I was like, well, I'm not interested in seeing a remake. And even though, I just thought it was a Mad Max remake. Someone said, no, you need to watch this. And I did. Fantastic. Fantastic. Were they going to do a sequel to that? Whatever happened to that? They need to do more Mad Max movies. I agree with that. KOTOR 2 had a lot of references, like Tales of the Jedi, since the lead writer spent a whole week reading Star Wars books. Oh, good. Made a lot of connections. That's awesome. See, I need someone to talk about the video games. That's my weak spot. It's the video games. Like I tried one time a long time ago to talk about the video game, just by what I knew, and it just blew up in my face. We're like, well, Matt, you missed this, or Matt, you didn't talk about this. I was like, you know what? I shouldn't do video games. I'm really not the expert. So I agreed to just skip over and stop video games. Baby, it's late. How long are we gonna do this live stream? She says as long as we have to. Oh, George Miller and Warner Brothers are in dispute over the money on Fury Road. Oh, that's sad. That's sad. I wish it wasn't the case. Okay, can you go to sleep, please? Come on, go to sleep. Amazing. Video games are her weak spot as well. OG's weak spot as well. You haven't done it, check out OG's channel. She's got some interesting stuff. She paints too. She's very talented, unlike me, but I can just run my mouth incoherently at times. KOTOR brought a lot of people into the EU, Gabriel. You weren't the only one. KOTOR brought a lot. It was a huge. That's why I did a review on it. Don't look at it because obviously it's awful. I was told it was awful by tons of people. But KOTOR, the reason I wanted to do something on it because it was so crucial to the EU. It brought in tons of new EU fans who never read the books before. They just played the they played the video game. Sorry, my brain's not working anymore, and got into the books that way. Oh yeah, Piper and Meridian will run my channel. I love to do reviews with them. I love when they get older and we can do board game reviews, and maybe they'll do reviews on the children's books. Tell me what they thought. That'd be fun. Having all the major Star Wars games, video games. Oh, awesome. And Gabriel said, "I already saw my review. You are forgiven." I'm sorry. I just wanted to say something about it because I thought it was very important, crucial to the expanded universe, but I didn't do it justice, obviously, and I can admit that, which is why I don't do video game reviews. Dark Forces is big. Shadows of the Empire game was big. You're right. I mean, those are big. The Old Republic MMO is really big. Those are big recruiters of the expanded universe. Those games are definitely. Baby, what did you touch? What did you do? How did you do this? Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Hold on. She loves being upside down. Look how big she is now. I shouldn't rile her up, huh? Bad daddy. Thank you, Star Prime. You're an expert in the games. Yeah, I was talking to someone who'd played KOTOR, but obviously I still didn't do it justice. So I'm just going to steer clear of it. But Star Prime, if you want to do reviews of video games and how they connect to the expanded universe, you can always reach out to theexpandeduniverse.com email address and email that idea. I think that'd be really cool for someone to do that. I asked OG to write some articles. She ignored me. She's probably too busy, doesn't have the time. I understand. All right. I'm getting tired. Hour 15. There's 20 people. Why? There's more people than I had in my live Q&A this morning. That's because everyone was sleeping it off in the morning. Let me see. Since you never played Trilogy, one of the reasons why it's loved is that it has some of the most in-depth and philosophical writings of Star Wars media. Criticizes the Force played an aspect of Star Wars. Yes, I know that. A lot of people have told me that. No, huh? Oh no, I didn't know you did. Oh, you didn't? I sent you an email on it. You don't get my emails. They must go to spam. I sent you an invite to come in right now to the live stream. Check your spam folder, where all of Matt Wilkins' emails should go, right? Directly into someone's spam. But I have work in the morning? Yes. Am I going to be able to get up? I don't have a choice. I'll be dead, but I'll be up. I'm very tired. Piper's not tired. She can be up all night. They said Starkiller was overpowered, but he was a video game character. You're exactly right on that, Jacob. He was a video game player. I mean, the novelization tried to explain why he was superpowered, but Um, you know, people complain about that, but it was a video game character. Come on, that was the whole point. Let me see. Do you know Stupid Changeable Productions doesn't like Force Unleashed? Yeah, I know. We talked about that. When did we talk about that? We talked about that on a nightcap. I think he came on and was bad mouthing the. I think it was when we were ranking the. No, we were ranking the comic book authors. He hates Hayden Blackman because of. He hates Hayden Blackman because of how he wrote Force Unleashed 2, which I thought was pretty good because it's from the perspective of Boba Fett, which makes it new EU rather than just doing a rehash of the novel. I thought it was really good. It was everything from Boba Fett's perspective. I thought it was great. In fact, Jeremy told me about the comic book and didn't do anything about it. She said, I will go take care of that problem and get you out of my spam ASAP. Yeah, that's what they all say. I don't care. That's fine. Hey, Pip. My favorite guy. I mean, compared to Dark Forces and KOTOR, it's not as good. But still, which one? You're talking about? Compared to Dark Forces. Okay. What's going to be the next game? Those are fine. I don't know. Nightcaps are just random when I can't sleep. Looking like a lumberjack. You know what, Pip? I got I had two flannel shirts, a red one and a green one. That was it. And I wore them every once in a while. They're comfy in the winter, but I don't really wear that much. Well, then for some reason, two people bought me flannel shirts. Two family members. I was like, all right, dude, I love flannel. We got flannel bed sheets now. They feel great. I love flannel. Just feels like an old comfy blanket wrapped around you. I'm a flannel fan now. No joke. I told my wife for next Christmas, I'm asking for flannel, purple, yellow, orange flannel shirt. I want flannel everything. I'm not even kidding. I'm just gonna be a flannel man in the winter. If it wasn't so hot here in the summer, I'd be a flannel man in the summer. But it's just so cold. I'm gonna sleep in this. I know there's flannel PJs too. Maybe I should ask for those too. I just love flannel. It's my new love, my new cloth love. I love jeans too, but flannel's awesome. Pip, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I work all night and I sleep all day. That's not true. I don't sleep all night. All right. Yeah, Hayden Blackman is like my second favorite comic book writer, underneath John Ostrander. I think Hayden Blackman does a fantastic job. I don't know what the nightcaps are going to be on. They're all random. They can be anything. I can talk about anything. That's what a nightcap is about. That and some Mary Mayhem can come on my channel and cuss. George Lucas has handle over the Force Unleashed game. Yes, you're right. In fact, he's credited in the Force Unleashed video game. He did a lot of helping them out. You can, but she is. I fed her a complete bottle. Try putting her to bed, and she is wide awake. Do you want her?
Doesn't matter.
I can stay with her. You go to bed. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, when you get out of the sight.
Well, all right. All right, hold on. Go to Mama.
Your sock.
Yeah, I will. All right. Here's your sock.
Just find the other one and I'll put it on later.
Oh, there's another one. Oh, here it is. There goes my star. Now without a star. I'll answer a few more. Are there any more? No, there's nothing. Awesome. Awesome. 21 people. Look at this. I think I should do these late at night. These Q&As, huh? Yeah. Any more questions before I go? I call it. Oh, she's crying now. She does not want to go to bed. She does not. So, yeah. She cannot go to sleep, though. For some reason, drank the whole bottle. Try to be a good dad. 21 people just looking at me. Hi. I'm still tired. But hey, Matt. Oh. You know what? I'm not getting these. They all pop up at the same time. This is weird. Oh my goodness. Okay, I remember George told was working on 1313. Yeah, they forgot to validate me. Matt, can I run a game of Star Wars 40 Fantasy Fight? By the way, today's my birthday, so say yes. Ha! Happy birthday, Pip. Your birthday's on the 1st, or is it the 2nd? It's the 2nd now. That's awesome. That'd be awesome. It'd be awesome. I don't have the time right now for role playing game. The girls are really little and they require all my time. But eventually, I'd love to do that. I'd love to do that, Pip. Here. Um, hey Matt, I remember you saying you were a Weezer fan. What are your thoughts on the new single? Ooh, I love it. I love it. What's it called? The End of the Game. Hip hip. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I can't wait for that album. It's coming out later on this year, right? It's gonna be great. Okay, yeah. Guess I'll get to sleep. Um. Anyway, I hear her. She's up and she's up and talking away. So thank you for coming to Piper's Up All Night live Q&A. This is Piper's dad saying good night. God bless. Thanks for staying up with me. Happy New Year, everyone.